Well, I was walking down the street one day. This wasn't during the pandemic, and there were lots of people out on the street. It was a busy day. It was a beautiful day. It was like I don't know, late April maybe. And the streets and the sidewalks were just full of people. And all of a sudden, a couple people a little bit ahead of Ollie just started laughing. And, there's nothing untoward about that. Ollie thought people can laugh. And they were laughing really hard, almost like they were being tickled. They didn't seem to be able to stop. And then all of a sudden they did stop. And that's when Ollie really noticed what was going on, because some other people further up the street, 3 people this time, they started laughing uncontrollably. No, I thought that was strange, that those people stopped right as those people started. And then it happened again. Those 3 people stopped, and this one guy right next to Ollie started laughing, just uncontrollably. And Ollie nothing happened. Maybe he just thought of a joke or something, but it didn't seem like it. It seemed like he was just walking down the street like Ollie was, and then it happened, of course. All of a sudden, that guy stopped laughing, and Ollie started laughing. It was like he was being tickled. It's unusual for an octopus. And he was laughing, and he couldn't stop. He hadn't thought of a joke. He didn't say anything funny. He just was all of a sudden laughing uncontrollably. After, I don't know, 10, 25 seconds or so, it just passed. I looked around, confused. The other people that had been laughing uncontrollably were looking around, confused, too. And then again, some other people, this time on the other side of the street, started laughing uncontrollably. Ollie was perplexed, dumbfounded, concerned. And Ollie was just watching it as, over and over again, it was like some magical patch of uncontrollable laughter was moving around the people on the block that he was on. It's the weirdest thing. People were starting to get concerned because he was not the only people that had noticed this very strange pattern. What was going on? Ollie couldn't figure it out, but Ollie did notice one thing. As he stood there and watched the pattern of it, that the further up the block it was, the more people were laughing, and he couldn't be sure, but it seemed like they weren't laughing quite as hard. Whereas more down toward his end of the block, because he was just on the start of the block, on the south end, it would be just 1, maybe 2 people, but they would be laughing really, really, really hard. I thought about that and watched it. It hit him again. Really intense. He was laughing. I mean, octopuses don't have heads that are separate from their bodies in the same way, but he was laughing his head off, figuratively. And it passed, and it was a couple people in cars. Had it happened to them. One of them even lost control of their car and banged it into a parked car and just kept laughing until it passed, and then they were understandably upset. The cops started coming because of the accident. It was happening to them too, and they were starting to figure what was going on. Ollie was baffled and perplexed. He thought about his observation that the further away it was, it seemed to be more diffuse. Okay, we'll get there. And I thought, well, if that was like a laser beam, that would mean that it was coming from somewhere further to the south. Well, he looked further to the south to see what he could see. And then he noticed something very strange. Sitting underneath a kind of a low tree in the tree lawn, Ollie could swear that he saw a little monster. It was about the size of like a 4-year-old, but round and green, which is why it's kind of hard to see, because it kind of blended in with the grass and the trees. But Ollie became more and more sure that there was a monster, some sort of strange creature over there. At first he thought it might be a statue, but he saw it move. He saw it look around. Ollie decided to make his way casually toward the monster. First, the monster was on the other side of the street from him, so he just made as if he was casually walking, on the other side of the street, but in that general direction to the south. Well, behind him, people continued to burst out in uncontrollable laughter, until he had made his way past where he saw the monster. He was careful not to look. He didn't want the creature to realize that Ollie was coming toward it. When he was well past it, he crossed the street very quietly made his way to where the monster was. Now, the monster was facing north, and Ollie was facing north, so the monster didn't see Ollie approach. So Ollie came up very quietly, trying not to spook the monster, and walked not past, but next to the monster. And then he stopped. And he looked over at the monster. It was a funny little thing, hairy. Its fur was green with brown spots and a few little orange spots. It would blend in very well in a field, and blended it quite well, even there. Only because it wasn't the shape of a tree trunk could Ollie have spotted it at all. And I said, "Oh, excuse me, I wonder if I could ask you something." The monster looked up at him quickly, and as soon as the monster looked up at him, Ollie started laughing uncontrollably. The monster looked down at the ground and said, "Oh, sorry. I said, "That was strange. When you looked at me, it was like I was being tickled." "Yeah, I know, it's because I'm a tickle monster." I said, "Oh, tickle monsters are real?" He said, "Yeah, we mostly hang out just with each other. The tickle thing doesn't work on other tickle monsters. But I got bored of just sitting in our tickle cave. So I decided to come out. It'd been a while since I've been out. I kind of forgot. I mean, it's fun tickling people." I said, "So you're tickling people, but you're not touching them?" He said, "Right, well, yeah, I mean, I could tickle them by touching them. I could. But some of us tickle monsters, myself included, we have tickle laser eyes." I said, "Tickle laser eyes?" He said, Yeah. It's a blessing and a curse, you see, because I can tickle somebody from, hundreds of feet away. Well, since that's what you're doing now. You're tickling the people who are walking along the street there. Yeah, I am. It seemed harmless enough, right?" I said, I guess so. I guess it seems harmless, although people are starting to get a little freaked out. And there was that car accident. I do feel bad about the car accident. I won't tickle anybody in a car again. I didn't even mean to, really. But then it was fascinating to see what they would do. I didn't expect them to crash the car, though. I am sorry about that. I said, "Well, you don't have to apologize to me. You can figure out if you want to go apologize to them, but it might freak them out. Seeing a tickle monster, yeah, no, we try to be subtle. So, honestly, I'm only even talking to you because, well, you're a talking octopus, so you've got some unusual things going on yourself." I said, yeah, that's fair. Yes, there are not a lot of talking octopuses, and those that are very rarely private detectives. Oh, that is unusual. I said, so I kind of feel a little bit responsible because you and I are the only people that know what's going on here, and the people in the street there, they're starting to get a little freaked out by having bursts of uncontrollable laughter. Yeah, I get that. I can go. Um, what would really help? Well, I said, what? If I had yellow tinted glasses, then my tickle laser eyes. It would stop my tickle laser eyes. I could look around. I could look at people without tickling them. But it's really hard for me to go and get yellow tinted glasses because if I go into a store, A, people will get freaked out because I'm a monster. And B, if I look at them, they will start laughing uncontrollably. Do you think that's something you could help me with? Oh, I said, yeah, I could do that. And I even know a store not far from here that sells yellow tinted sunglasses. I've seen them on the rack. That's actually just at the top of the block where you've been tickling people. I said, oh man, that'd be so nice. Because I'm really good at hiding, you know. I said, yeah, you're well camouflaged. The cup with the fur and the green and the orange and the brown. I said, yeah, I can actually even change the colors when I need to. I'm very good at hiding, and I get sick of being in the tickle cave, and it'd be great to be able to get out and get some fresh air. And I like watching people. That's the thing. People are really interesting. All right, yeah. You know what? I'm going to go right now. Can you avoid tickling people for a few minutes while I go get the sunglasses? I don't want to draw any more attention. It didn't take me that long to figure out, where you were. Oh, sure, yeah, I can, here. And the monster walked over to, there was a newspaper box there, and he picked out a newspaper. And he climbed up into the tree. He said, I'm just going to read the newspaper until you get back. Really appreciate this. So Ollie went all the way down to the store, and they did still have the sunglasses with the yellow shades. It was like a convenience store. Sunglasses with yellow shades are sometimes useful for driving. He bought some sunglasses. They were like $6, so not a big deal. I walked back to the tree and said, hey, you still there? The boy said, yeah, I'm still here. Here I come. He climbed down. I didn't catch your name. Oh, I'm Steve. I said, really? Your name's Steve? I said, yeah, we have regular names. I'm Steve, and my last name is Tickle Monster. I said, are all Tickle Monsters named Tickle Monster? Said, no, but a lot of us are. There's a lot of Tickle Monsters in the Tickle Monster community, and then there's a fair few Jensens also. I said, well, learn something new every day. Well, Steve Tickle Monster, here's your sunglasses. Is there a way I can ever get a hold of you in the case I have a case where your specific expertise would be useful? Well, since you've helped me, I could give you the secret location of the entrance to the Tickle Cave, but you can't tell anyone. No humans, not even other octopuses. Nobody at all. I said, you have my word. And that's how Ollie got to know the Tickle Monsters and became a friend of the Tickle Monster community. And that is the case of Ollie and the bouts of uncontrollable laughter.
Tell I know the not either way.
Yeah, he knows that one, but then, he met some other ones through their friendship.
When will the West know him?
Later.